We welcome you and thank you for your presence. The story of the oppression of Black people in America is long and tragic. In 1492, European powers began colonization of America, treating the land as if it were empty of the so-called savage native population. Destroying the culture and lives of indigenous peoples and seizing their land was made into a sacred mission. In 1619, the first African slaves were brought to Virginia, forced into lifelong servitude based on race. By 1705, laws officially defined Black people as property. In 1787, the U.S. Constitution counted enslaved people not as full humans, but as 3/5 of a person. The 1790 Naturalization Act restricted citizenship only to white people. In the 1830s, racism was falsely legitimized through science. For example, Samuel Morton measured skulls to claim a false link between skull size and intelligence. In 1836, the United States fought Mexico to preserve slavery in Texas. In 1857, the Supreme Court ruled in the Dred Scott case that Black people could never be U.S. citizens. After 1865, slavery was abolished, but Black codes and Jim Crow laws denied Black people access to voting, education, housing, and employment. In 1873, more than 100 Black voters were massacred in Colfax. In 1882, Chinese immigration was banned. In 1896, the doctrine of separate but equal gave legal protection to segregation. In 1915, the film The Birth of a Nation glorified the Ku Klux Klan, and President Wilson screened it at the White House. In the Red Summer of 1919, white mobs attacked Black communities in 26 cities. In 1921, Tulsa's Black Wall Street was destroyed, and hundreds of Black residents were killed. In 1934, the FHA redlined Black neighborhoods, blocking their economic progress. In 1942, Japanese Americans were imprisoned in camps during the war. In 1944, the GI Bill benefited white veterans but excluded Black veterans. In 1955, Emmett Till was brutally murdered, and his killers were acquitted. In 1963, a bombing at Birmingham Church killed 4 Black girls. In 1968, after Martin Luther King Jr.'s assassination, the Fair Housing Act was passed, though its enforcement remained limited. In 1971, Nixon's advisor admitted that the war on drugs was actually a political weapon against Black people and anti-Vietnam War activists. In 1985, Philadelphia police dropped a bomb on a Black neighborhood. The 1986 anti-drug laws imposed harsh sentences for crack cocaine, disproportionately affecting Black communities. In 1992, the brutal beating of Rodney King by police sparked the Los Angeles riots. The 1994 crime bill dramatically increased the number of Black people in prisons. In 2008, after Obama's election, the racist birther conspiracy emerged, claiming he was not a U.S. citizen. In 2013, the Supreme Court weakened the Voting Rights Act, affecting Black voters. In 2014, the killing of Michael Brown led to the Ferguson protests. In 2015, a white supremacist murdered 9 Black worshippers in a church. In 2017, racists in Charlottesville chanted, "Jews will not replace us." In 2020, the murder of George Floyd sparked nationwide protests, while the FBI warned of white supremacists infiltrating the police. In 2021, several states banned critical race theory to erase racial history from education. In 2022, a white supremacist attack at a Buffalo supermarket killed 10 Black people. In 2023, Alabama reduced Black voter representation despite a court ruling. All these examples prove that white supremacy is not a thing of the past. It is still present today in policy, education, law, housing, and policing. The methods have changed, but the goal has not.